What can I say about Don Rickles that has not been said about Attila the Hun? He's a good friend of mine, and I've known Don for 15 or 20 years. And I keep saying, he's a good friend of mine. We shall find out. Mr. Warmth, Don Rickles.
I wished him luck with his lip. Well, that's it for me. Hi, John. It was
Hello,
so
Don.
great to hear about your life and everything, Suzanne. I enjoyed it. I was in the back so emotional. I ripped a T-shirt. I went crazy.
Really?
Just hearing that chit-chat about Suzanne. They did my life, too.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Ralph Edwards didn't know it either. But it was nice. How do
You
you
are
feel,
right.
John?
They asked me to be on that show once, and I could not do it because they were doing
Are
it.
you Uncle Sam?
Oh, excuse me. We want you.
Every time I talk to you, you get up in the morning, you talk about me with Attila the Hun, Marty Bormann, Marty Bormann, like I hang out with him. Anyway, I mean, you always with the finger. You must have
Excuse
something
me,
when you were a kid. No, I know your parents. By the way, I want to say hello to John. I'm the only guy that ever brings that up. Hi, Mom and Dad. The check was delayed, but you will have to live in the pickup for another month. He has the nicest parents, but he keeps his personal life quiet. And I know your personal life and continue on that way. By the way, congratulations publicly. It's been said to you many times. You got married, Joanna?
That's right.
Lovely girl.
Yes, she is.
The night you were married, we said, gee, I think you'll be very happy. We talked about it. And she said, well, Don, I really feel John is a warm human being, you know, and you are. You're an outgoing guy. I just picture you on the wedding night, all that wild vitality and all that, you know, that aggressiveness, you know. Probably sat in a room in his underwear looking at his periscope. Because he's a very reserved guy. He doesn't let go. See, Joanna is outgoing, like Suzanne, aggressive. Like, no.
Not aggressive.
Anyway, I was going to bring up about, but I forget that. You had tsuris. That's in Jewish, aggravation. But please, God, everything will work out. But I'm married 8 years now, and I have a lovely wife. I have the type of wife on the wedding night, she just sat in the room and went, and I put on a party hat and did the ice cream cone trick.
Barbara liked that, huh?
Yeah. That's why I married her. She found that amusing.
Barbara's easy to please.
Yeah. But you and Joanna, I wish you every happiness.
I know
really,
you
John.
do.
And we had a wonderful
It was a
party.
great party. It was the 10th anniversary of the Tonight Show, and I announced that night that we'd been married that afternoon. And Dave Tebbett, one of the vice presidents here.
Wonderful guy. Gives gifts when you say hi.
Dave is in a home now.
Yes.
And he got you up and you emceed the party, and they had about a 2-hour show with people like, and I'm not dropping names to drop names, but Don Adams, Joey Bishop, Bob Newell. Bob got up and was hysterical. And Red Fox and Rowan and Martin and Jack Benny and Lucille Ball and Rosalind.
Bob Newhart
George.
got up, but he didn't remember it.
No, he was hysterically funny.
Bob likes a lot of ginger ale, and he gets, you know. Ed didn't do much. He just sat at the table saying, I'm single. Well, Ed, that's nothing to be ashamed of. He was at the table, and he had this lovely girl, right?
I didn't have a girl at the table.
Oh, there was a monkey. There was a girl at the table.
There's no girl.
And twice I went over to Joanna, and I kissed her, and we gave a gift, and you kept kissing me, and I said, not now. It was a long evening.
That. Yes,
it was a long evening. And what the president of the network?
Don Durgan.
Not Don Durgan. He's a lot of fun.
He just
sat in the
Julian
room
Goodman.
and listened to the light. But
Julian Goodman.
the other, Julian Goodman.
He's the president of
president of
National
NBC, who was wonderful. I said, Mr. Goodman, it's nice to meet you. And he went, Mr. Goodman.
Well, they don't get out often.
No,
yes.
it was so nice. And you kept leaning over saying, gee, Mr. Goodman, isn't this a wonderful night? You brown nose.
You ought to try some of that. You might stay on the air. Never hurts, you know. You don't have to make a career of it every once in a while. No. Good for another season.
Got that little zinger off, did you? Hope you go to bed tonight and get a little pimple right here on the neck. But by the way, I want to thank you for December.
What is this?
You got me doing that. I go to bed at night and I go to the wife, now! And she, I wrap her in the flag. Isn't this great? You're staying up late and everything, huh? With your little Buster Brown suit. Where is that? Where is your clothing store, your business, your factory? That
We have stores all over the country.
Really?
The clothes are
Pardon
sold.
me. Hello, folks.
Clothes are
Treating
sold.
them like peasants. These people live in Ensenada, Encino, 2 rooms, and Figueroa, and you're going, we have factories all over. And you dumb people come to see me. I am wealthy. I am Johnny Carson. I'm a little farm boy that became a millionaire, and you people are dumb. And I got a beautiful wife and a big house, and little Timmy and 3 sons. There's a wolf in the audience.
What I meant,
Joanna's going to come into a lot of money. Why do you keep smoking, John? You
What?
gotta cool it with that smoking. You're really going
Keeps my weight down. You ought to try it.
Well, hey, I was never thin. That
That's
doesn't
true.
hurt me. No, yeah, you don't have to say, oh, I was never thin. I sit in a tub and the soap goes, oh. Ed and I, we have that kind of body. You got that skinny little body. When it rains, the water misses you. You go to a gym and the barbell goes, here he comes now, Al. You got a bad body, but you work at it, you know. You're a boxer with a couple of Alka-Seltzers, but, you know, I don't fight anybody. I don't
do that.
No, in the old days, though.
Well, long years ago.
Well, sure, we don't bring that up.
That's when you sat around Basin Street East, you know.
Yeah, well, that's when I first met you.
That's
Johnny was
right.
at his table going, is the show on? Showtime. And the girl he was with said, oh, yeah. No, you know what? It's great. And now he's happily married. I'm happy for Johnny. And Joanna's a lovely lady, and I'm a good friend of hers. But I must say, it's great that he would bring that up. Now, years ago, hey, I'm not interrupting. What are you having, a campfire? Oh, look at this. Marvin's lighting his Zippo. What happened to your thumb, Ed?
No, it's damaged, too.
Oh, fine, wonderful.
Didn't you hear about that?
No.
He was doing his act. He does a thing in his act with a vegetable slicer. Yeah. And when he was... I knew you'd like this.
Tell me.
I know you like this.
Tell me.
I felt the same way. I said, the dummy sliced off his thumb.
What happened?
He was doing his act at the Playboy Club, and he's got a vegetable slicer. He does a clever opening thing about buy one of these Morris metric things, and he sliced off a part of his thumb.
You find that very funny, don't you?
And you're a Marine colonel, huh?
Don't you feel safe?
Can you see him in the cockpit? I'm going to land, but I can't find my hand. You dumbbell. By the way, I watched your act in New York, and when you made the premiere singing engagement, and I kid about you, Ed, but I tell you, it took a great deal of courage. As you know, Johnny, you're no... And you did beautifully, really, Ed. I mean it. I really did. Good luck.
Well, you really said something nice.
Look at how the audience is going. What? They're missing their hands. This is a great crowd. Did you see them outside in line going, oh, we're going to sing Monty Hall. They didn't even know what this was about.
You're doing something.
Hold it down. It's not a rally. Some hockey puck in the balcony is going, gee, I'm not even dressed.
You're doing something the day after tomorrow that a lot of us, I had, wanted to go, and I'm working on the show. You were invited by Eugene Cernan, the captain of the Navy, who was the pilot of the Apollo 17 mission, which leaves Wednesday night, and you are in for one of the big thrills of your life.
John, I asked you that backstage, and it's the truth. And Ed being a Marine pilot, I really look forward to this because...
Freddie is signaling me.
Well, good, Freddie. That's right. That's your wrist. He's going, Good luck to you. Freddie, we're going to put you in a hot tub and let your duck sink.
So let me do that, then we'll talk about that.
Okay, do whatever you want. It's your show.
Here's a word from the most famous wine... the most famous name in tape recorders. Sony. We're back. We're talking with Don, who's going down to watch the Apollo 17 launch. This is the first one they've ever done at night. Ed and I were at, what was it, number 11?
Yeah.
Apollo 11. And it is a...
It's the greatest thrill you'll ever
You can't really describe it.
Can't describe it.
The words kind of leave you when you try to describe something like that.
And you know, it's great that you guys say that because NASA right now, getting to know Gene Cernan and Jack, and the other gentleman I never met, but the humility of these great guys, you know, and today with war and troubles and all the problems we have in our great country, these guys are just doing their job, and to meet them is a delight, as you both know.
And they look at it just as any other job.
Right.
You know?
A funny thing happened. We were in front of Chasen's one night, and as you know, and over the years, all of a sudden I got like a 19-whatever Rolls Royce. I never had a Rolls Royce. You know, I saw it in the movies once, and I used to have a Chevy that when you put your foot on the gas, you know, the gas came on the pants. So I said to Gene Cerner one night, I said, Gene, you know, it's exciting. I said, a Rolls Royce, you know, status symbol. You folks out there, I don't say that like in the sense, but we all have goals in life. Some of you folks, you know, dream someday maybe being in downtown Hollywood. The guy here in the front went, he knows my dream. But we all have dreams in life. And I said to Gene, hey, Gene, look at my new Rolls Royce. And he said to me, could I drive it? And it's front of Chasen's. God's truth. And I said, please, Gene. And he got in, and this is a guy, graduate, MIT, whatever, engineer, going to the moon. God will be with him, a wonderful man. And he said to me, where's the starter? And I said, this dumbbell's going to the moon.
Well, when we came back, and he took us for a tour around Cape Kennedy in his car. He drove.
Worst driver
you've ever seen. I talked about it on the air. He's driving, and he says, over there is where the rocket is, and we're in the ditch.
Worst driver in the world.
We're in the ditch, and we've kidded him about it.
And you think these guys that you see in the movies, like it's John Wayne on top of the hill going, Marine Raiders, you know. And I said, Gene, how do you feel about the trip? Scared, you know. And he's saying very honestly, but he knows that his equipment is there.
Yeah.
He knows he's had every bit of training. He spoke to me from isolation. They're in isolation now. And he spoke to me the other night, and the phone rings, and you know, you're having Carol O'Connor, and a couple of us were sitting around having a couple of drinks. And the phone rings, and it's Gene's turn, and I said, in my humor, you know, with that baloney, I go, like I say to Johnny when he calls, or anybody of any prominence, I right away give it, not now, I'm busy, what are you bugging me, boom, boom. And Carson always goes, okay, and hangs up. And then I say to Barbara, we gotta get it back, I need him. Suck his ankles, anything. So, the guys in the band went, what's so great about that? Anyway, the guys in the band don't know they're here. They only look up when Buddy Rich's wrists are working.
Okay, I gotta stop here.
Oh, sure.
Take a break.
Do whatever you want.
Okay.
Can I say something as a good friend, John?
Certainly.
You're starting to age.
Right. Yeah. We'll return in a moment, right after this message of interest.
Yeah.
We are back now. We still have Don Ho to join us, but we're talking about this space flight.
Yeah, I
You're
just
going
wanted to say to you, I knew that you had plans to go, but
We
being
were
tied up
here.
on the show, and I will give my best.
Would you?
Yeah, and Barbara Cernan and the whole group down there, Aerodynamics and Time and Life, they're throwing all kinds of cocktail parties. They make it like a Mardi Gras. Yeah. And these guys are sitting there in the spaceship going, and we're on the ground going, good luck, Charlie! But Cernan, I'm sure, I'll give him your very, very
Please
best.
do.
Going down with Paul Caruso, my attorney, so in case anything blows up, they don't blame it on me. And
You'll never forget it, I'll tell you that.
it is an exciting thing.
You will never forget it.
And it's quite a trip, you know, because you have to land in Miami, which is a great thing because I get to see my mother. She was down in Miami, and she stands on Collins Avenue going, paper.
Yes, that's me.
But no, I kid about her. You met my mother.
Yeah, she came to the show.
That's right.
Yeah.
She when Bob and
Your mother's
Suzanne
been
would-
here before.
Yes, and she said to me, she said once in the lobby, she said, hi, John, and you said, not now, Ma, huh? And you gave her a couple of dollars, she went away. It was the whole thing. She had a torn sweater and bad gloves. But my mother, you know, I kid about that, but I don't want to get into that. I just want to bring by the way, Mom, not that I brush you off, bless you, because I know you're going to leave me a lot of money. Anyway, I kid about things, but the basic thing is that this flight, I'm looking forward to going down, and I can only say that I just wish the guys come back safe and sound, and I'm sure they will. Really.
So who doesn't?
Yeah, of course.
I'll go along with that.
I also want to tell you, thank you. You volunteered your services to be on my special
That's
December
right.
12th. You and Carol and Bob Newhart, Carol O'Connor and Bob Newhart and Don Adams.
That's on
and-
December what?
December 12th.
December 12th.
And you guys volunteered. And he came over. Now, this is Johnny Carson, right? The big star of television. The world is walking around. You know, you sit in your little You got outside there a Lincoln Continental with a double thing with your name on the door.
I don't have my name on the door.
Yes, you do. Your name on the door, and Freddie Dickodova, your producer, running behind going, the gasoline's on my lips! You know. And Ed McMahon is outside saying, I think you need oil. And Doc Servenson's on the corner going, I don't need his money. You're a millionaire, John.
Oh, come
Admit
on
it.
now.
You try to play it like you're one of the guys. I've seen you in a bathing suit. Your body lights up. You're rich. Admit it. When you go to bed at night, your wife lays there and goes, I hear jingling. Can you see the sensor going? What does that mean?
Jingling.
Jingling. He hears jingling in bed. But you're a rich man today,
come on
John,
now.
and be honest. Your wonderful sons, you have a boy in the Navy now, right?
No, he's out.
He's out. Oh. Anyway, our country has a lot of trouble, and your kid quit. That's rich, folks. That's rich. I don't like this song, Captain. My dad, I don't need rum, 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 bum, bum. Eddie Shaughnessy is a dumbbell. He just sits there all night long going, like I'm Mussolini and there's a rope around my neck.
What did you start to say about your special?
I don't know.
I don't either.
The special, yes. December 12th. And you guys were very kind to do some
We
cameo
certainly
roles,
were.
And you opened the show. And you do a... Yes, you were.
It was a mercy booking.
It was a mercy. When I think about it now, why did I pick you? I could have had Biggie's. I could have had Dick Cavett Uncle, Lou. Lou Cavett needs a lot of work. Hangs around in New York City by the subway saying, the door's closed. Anyway, Ed McMahon, I love Ed. You became a critic all of a sudden. You keep looking around going, is that funny? I mean, what do you know? You were in the Marine, and with your weight now, you'll never get in a fighter plane. You'll just sit there in the cockpit and go, How long you been a pilot, Ed?
All my life, Don, since I was 1 year old.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Put a rubber band on your neck and take off. Never liked Ed, never liked Ed. You always like him, that's why you don't invite him out.
We're going to take a...
Put this away already!
Then Don Ho direct from the island of Hawaii.
Hawaii!
Working General
Aloha.
Electric.
Kiss my pineapples.